Is believing in God a science stopper? Hello and welcome to our video series on the existence of God, where we explore questions and topics related to God's existence and also analyze arguments for and against the existence of God. Many people today argue that science can only work if we assume there is no God. They claim that if we allow God to be a part of any explanation for how the world works, scientific investigation will come to an end. A common example is this. If ancient people thought thunder was caused by an angry God, they would never investigate the natural mechanism behind thunder. Therefore, the argument goes, only by rejecting the idea of gods can we study nature scientifically. In this view, God is seen as a science stopper. But is this really true? Let's explore. To begin with, let me agree that it is absolutely right that early science progressed once people stopped treating natural forces as gods. Removing mythological gods helped science, but that is not the same as removing God. Let me explain. Over 2,500 years ago, early Greek thinkers like Thales and Anaximander began looking for natural explanations rather than mythological ones. And yes, they made real scientific progress. Thales calculated the length of the year as 365 days. He even used geometry to measure the height of pyramids. Anaximander invented early scientific tools like the sundial and created the first map of the world and the stars. These thinkers were early pioneers of scientific reasoning because they rejected mythological gods as explanations for nature. Another ancient thinker, Xenophanes, strongly criticized polytheistic gods. He pointed out that people create gods in their own image. Similarly, the philosopher Epicurus argued that natural events like lightning should be explained naturally, not mythologically. This move away from mythology was a major step towards scientific thinking. But here's the key point. Rejecting the idea of many gods, that is polytheism, is not the same as rejecting the idea of one creator God, that is monotheism. Here's something many history books forget. The Hebrews rejected polytheism long before the Greeks. The Hebrew scriptures already warned against worshipping the sun, moon, stars, or any part of nature. Moses in Exodus 24 commanded people not to bow down to material objects as gods. Prophets like Jeremiah also condemned the idea of deifying nature, Jeremiah 16:20. So unlike the Greeks who had to de-divinize the universe, the Hebrews never believed the universe was full of gods in the first place. This matters because it shows that the idea of one creator God did not block scientific thinking. On the contrary, it prevented the Hebrews from falling into the mythological explanations. In fact, the Hebrews and the Greeks, their worldviews are completely different. Greek mythology, like Indian mythology, imagined gods within the universe. They were part of nature and subject to natural laws. Hebrew belief taught that God exists outside the universe and created it by His word. This means the Hebrew worldview naturally encouraged people to see the universe as orderly, created, and understandable, qualities that are essential for scientific investigation. Interestingly, even Xenophanes, who rejected the Greek gods, still believed in the one supreme God, saying, and I quote, "There is one God who is unlike mortals in shape and thought and who governs all things," end quote. So rejecting the gods did not require rejecting God. Alright, let's explore further to understand why belief in a creator does not stop science. The 13th century Christian thinker Thomas Aquinas rightly pointed out that there are two types of causes. One being God, the first cause, the one who created absolutely everything, and two being natural causes, that is, the mechanisms and laws inside the universe that scientists study. This means, firstly, that explaining natural mechanisms does not remove the need for a creator. And secondly, studying natural laws does not conflict with believing God created and designed them. Think of it like this. Believing Henry Ford made the car doesn't stop you from studying how the engine works. It actually encourages you. But if someone believes Henry Ford is the engine, then scientific inquiry stops. Now, this mirrors the ancient mistake of treating nature itself as divine. So the real science stopper is not God. It is confusing God with the universe. What truly blocks scientific thinking is treating nature as divine. If someone thinks the sun is a god, thunder is a god, or the universe created itself, or matter has mind-like creative power, then scientific thinking gets derailed. This is exactly what ancient people believed, and why science made slow progress. The great physicist James Clerk Maxwell, the father of electromagnetism, understood this pretty well. He placed a verse above the door of the Cavendish lab at Cambridge, and I quote, "Great are the works of the Lord. They are pondered by all who delight in them," end quote. Psalm 111 verse 2. To Maxwell, belief in a creator inspired scientific study, not hindered it. Let me say one other thing before I close. Some modern scientists are so determined to remove God from the picture that they accidentally attribute God-like creative power to matter itself. For example, they make statements such as the universe created itself, that particles have the power to generate order from nothing, that nature explains its own origin, so on and so forth. This, to me, essentially turns the universe into a god, reviving a new form of polytheism in which every particle has creative abilities. In trying to escape the idea of a creator, they give nature the same powers that ancient people gave to their gods. Alright, let me now draw this to a close. Is belief in God a science stopper? The answer is no. In fact, the historical evidence shows the opposite. Firstly, mythological gods definitely stopped scientific progress. Secondly, belief in a rational creator actually encouraged science. Thirdly, Christian thinkers like Aquinas provided a framework that supported scientific investigation. Finally, some of the greatest scientists like Maxwell saw their belief in God as motivation, not obstruction for doing science. So the real danger to doing science is not belief in God, but confusing God with the universe, giving material things divine powers, and assuming nature explains itself without a foundation. Brothers and sisters, belief in a creator does not end scientific inquiry. It grounds it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content such as this. See you in the next episode, and God bless you.